Welcome everyone to CypherHaunt. My name is Yuri Lavor, and today we're going to be talking about one of my most favorite cryptocurrencies called carVertical. So I'll give you guys the full review of the crypto, talk about some of the competition out there, some of the threats, and the potential growth of this crypto. Now, all of the information here is my opinion only and not a financial advice. So the best way that I can tell you guys what this crypto is basically go through their demo, which they currently have. They have an alpha already out. And what it does is that if you put in the VIN number, it'll show you the car, it'll show you the specs, it'll show you the odometer, if it has ever been changed, tampered with, right? It'll show you where the car has been and if it has ever been stolen or if there was any type of accident on the car, where the accident has occurred, and it will show you all the service history. So essentially, what this does is it creates a Carfax, like a car report history worldwide. So it doesn't matter where you buy the car from, right? It's borderless. You can potentially get the history of that car. So a lot of times if you're in Europe and you're trying to buy a used car, if you're in Russia and Asia, South America, whatever it is, right? You don't have access to Carfax. So you essentially have to believe the seller about the history of that car. But by using the carVertical, you'll be able to find out the true history of it because it is all stored on the blockchain and that cannot be changed, faked, rewritten, or manipulated with. Okay? So basically, that's what the vision is, to create a database about every single car and to have the record of it. Okay. Now they have 5 products. So their business model is basically by having the wallet, right? So this is pretty much for the customer. They have the reports, same thing. They have the white label, that's for the business, right? And I think if you subscribe, you'll be able to get more information about the previous history, the customer relationship. Also the API, this is for the insurance. So this essentially this project is just, it's not just about the car history. It could also be tied into the insurance, it could be tied into services, it could be tied into warranties. So basically it's everything that you can use for your car, and of course the database where all of the information is created. Now they currently have the wallet and the database already done, so they're still working on these 3 products here. And if you go to their roadmap, right? So potential growth. So they had this company already started last year, right? They completed all of these courses and now they're actually going to start generate revenue in June 2018. So this is where I can essentially see my returns. Okay, now I do believe this is a long-term goal, long-term investment. It's not gonna happen in a couple of months. This is pretty much a 4-year investment. So as you can see, those 2 are done and Lithuania is there. They, by the end of this year, they hope to acquire Russia. Looks like Italy, France, England. By 2020, they want to get the rest of Europe. 21, they'd like to get some the Asia, right? South Africa, and they by 2022 they're going to get Canada and the United States. So potentially it is a long process, it's a long project, but the gains on it could be really, really tremendous because actually their token or coin is under 1 cent right now. It's actually half a cent. So the potential of it to grow is it's tremendous. Okay. Now I found this website that you should. I'll leave a link below. You should check out. It's called Coin Checkup, and it will show you so much information about the crypto. So if you go here, right, and you type in the CV, which is the carVertical, it will show you the chart, right, and you can do analysis on here as well. So it'll show you um, basically what they score, how successful the product is, right? It'll show you their current standings, their market cap, right? So there's only 30 million right now. So essentially it's a low, you know, it's a very low market cap for him right now, which is good because the potential for it to grow is very high, right? Now, if you go to here, what I like about this is that it'll show you the team and it'll show you how many years of experience the CEO had. And I researched their team a little bit, and it looks like they have 14 people. I saw a lot of interviews with this guy. He puts in a lot of YouTube videos. So if you're interested to learn about him, you can find him on YouTube or you can go to their Twitter account. They also have a bunch of advisors. And what I like about their advisors is that they work directly with the dealers. So they have a dealer in China, they have a dealer in Russia, the BMW group, which is, I think, a huge partnership for them. And I followed their Twitter, and it looks like they are going to have this partnership locked up. So it's a great news for carVertical. They also have a bunch of ambassadors, right? So um, every pretty much country in Europe they have. And of course, their partnerships all around with automotive and insurance companies. Okay, and they're backed up by the European Union, which is great. Okay, it is Ethereum based, so their price will, you know, their success will pretty much rely on Ethereum as well, because the higher the price of the Ethereum and the more transaction the Ethereum does, whereas it's trying to fix their scaling problem, the slower their transactions are. But I believe Ethereum is there for a long term, and there's so many ICOs coming out on Ethereum, and carVertical being one of them, I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. Okay. So if we go back to my outline, I shared you guys with the vision, the team, the partnerships, the roadmap. Execution, I definitely think they can do it. On the roadmap, I just want to show you guys real quick. So on the roadmap, they start generating their revenue in June, right? And by 2019, we should see a huge return. So I estimate this at least doubling in June, and by the end of this year, pretty much 5 times to 10 times gain. And being of the market cap being so low, which is I think 30 million, it keeps on changing, but yeah, 30 million basically. So if it would to grow 10 times, it would be 300 million, which is, it's not a huge gain. If it's not that ambitious, right? Now 3 billion, that could be you know, that could be a huge milestone for them. But if you look at something as their competitors, and that's another thing that we're going to touch up on. So for example, VeChain, right? So VeChain is a database for everything else, not just the car industry, but everything else out there. So it's essentially, to me, it could be a great partner, right? So they could share the information that they have with each other. Now, the other two projects that are kind of competing with it, they're both ICOs, VinChain and VLB. You can check their websites here. I found that their team is not strong enough as the carVertical, and carVertical is so much ahead because they actually have the MVP already, right? So they have a working product that's out there. As far as it's relying on the Ethereum network, I think Ethereum is going to stay there. Slow product development, I think that they've been pretty good about finishing all their tasks on the roadmap, so this should not be a problem, and getting the data. So also what I found on their Twitter is, of course, they got Lithuania because they're from there, right? And now they got Denmark as well. So now Denmark is officially going to give them the information about their cars in Denmark. Okay. Um, so the potential for it to grow. So as mentioned before, they are partnering up with BMW. If you're looking at scaling wise, well, Carfax, being it's only in US and Canada, it's a billion-dollar company, 1 billion. So if it just becomes as much as the Carfax, you're already seeing a 30 plus return, right? So it's essentially 30 times. And if you look at overall data, right, there is 1 billion cars that is in the world today, and 165,000 cars are produced each day. So the market is essentially going to grow. As mentioned before, it's not only about the cars, it's also about car insurance, it's about servicing the cars, it's about the warranty. So essentially, it's really good. As far as technical analysis goes, so you can actually get this currency now on KuCoin, and it's pretty much as low as it's been for the past month. So again, not that you should do your own research, definitely look at more videos. But for me, this seems to be a great entry point to go in. And if it only just goes back to the price that it essentially went on, you're already looking at 4 times return, right? So if you're looking at it actually completing all of the things that they want to do on the roadmap, this essentially for me, I will probably hold this for at least a year. Okay, essentially for me, I'm looking to get at least 10 times my return. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the video. I will leave the link below. Please like, share, help this channel grow. And in the next video, I will talk about masternodes. So leave a comment and let me know what you all think. Thank you very much.